I'm in my zone. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone.
I've been talking in my sleep. I'm running deep, trading till dusk. I've been playing hard to beat. I feel the heat, it's never enough. I was waiting till the sky had fallen. Had my back till I could hear my calling. To the battlefield we hear the drumming. To the flames, watch our hands arise. The wind and destiny is calling. Like the fire, victory is rolling. On the podium when we start humming. Hear the echoes glowing, never dies. I've been chasing every dream to the extreme, the essence of trust. I've been reaching for the stars, raising bars in the name of the just. I was waiting till the sky had fallen. Had my back till I could hear my calling. To the battlefield we hear the drumming. To the flames, watch our hands arise. The wind and destiny is calling. Like the fire, victory is rolling. On the podium when we start humming. Hear the echoes glowing, never dies.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Penguins Collective Podcast. The Penguins, they did it. They won tonight. They won in a fashion that they have not been able to do consistently all year. They have rallied back after a poor performance, first shot on goal, first goal allowed, but they fought back. They scored. They allowed another goal. They fought back, scored again, took it into overtime, and won. So happy they were able to pull this one out. As you can see, I'm riding solo. Lewis, who is usually my co-host, he was at the game tonight, and just due to traffic and everything that it takes to get out of the arena, into the car, travel across the city. We're going to get started. If he joins us halfway, that'd be great. If not, not a big deal. Didn't want to keep you guys waiting and have a stream go until midnight. So you get just me, which, I'm not as energetic as Louie, but, still looking to have a great time tonight with all of you. I already see the chat starting to go. But before we get into the game and before we officially start this episode, I just want to shout out that this episode is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Please, if you do go on, use code TPC10. You can get 10% off of your order, and that's all your orders. I believe right now that they are running a special on 50% off the cans. Louie has been drinking the cans lately. They're the carbonated ones. These, you get a shaker. If you get the starter kit, you get a shaker and a choice of some mixes. You just pour the powder in with some water. You shake it up, and you're ready to go. Great taste, great flavor. I'm not an energy drink guy. It's probably the carbonation thing that does it for me now that I'm, thinking about it and have been consuming it for a couple months now. I think that's the kicker for me. I need the powder. That's what does for me. It's amazing. For me, it usually lasts about 6 to 7 hours. Not going to lie. Like I usually do a hefty scoop. It's 1 scoop per 16 ounces, but, got a little mound on the top of the scoop. You know what I mean? Nice little mound, a little bit of extra, get you a little bit of extra juice. So I'm wired tonight. Okay. So, pumped that they won, but I got the Rogue Energy going on. But before we launch tonight's episode, big shout out, Ethan. He's back. Welcome back, my man. So happy to see you doing well and doing better. And hey, you're the lucky charm. You were out due to let's say an upper body injury per Mike Sullivan. You're out of last game, but you're back tonight, and they came out with a win. So, we're happy to have you back. Now we get to ride that momentum. And with that, I will say, welcome to the show.
It's Crosby on Trinidad shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
All right, guys. Well, the Penguins took on the Los Angeles Kings tonight at home. They did it. They won in overtime against the Kings. So happy to see that they came out with this one. I mean, honestly, after the Ottawa performance last game, kind of concerned coming into tonight, leading up to this little break that they have for Christmas. So super stoked that they were able to get this. And I believe someone put it in the Discord that tonight's win with points and everything, we're officially no tie, but no tie. We are in the second wildcard spot. So we are solely in the second wildcard spot right now. And I know it's crazy to think about. We're only at game 33, but hey, we're there. We weren't talking about this, about a month ago. Okay. we were talking about, trying to tank for the first overall pick. So we're still kind of in that mix. There's, I think, like 6 teams that are trying to battle for that second wild card spot. I believe it's Ottawa, Rangers, Flyers. There's a few others that I'm blanking on, but those other teams, either they're not playing tonight or they're playing late tonight. So we'll see how it shakes out. We're back at it on Thursday against Nashville, so who knows? We can just keep rolling, getting these points. We have 3 games before we go to a little Christmas break. Luke is in the chat. Hey, Luke. Oh, were you at the game with Louie? So Louie will be there soon. Appreciate it, Luke. Thank you for the update. So we'll see him shortly. But I mean, honestly, there's a lot and not a lot to talk about tonight. So I'm going to try and keep it condensed. And then when Louie hops on, we will, kind of talk about what he thought of the game from his perspective from being there. But they played well tonight. I know the score and everything doesn't kind of really reflect that. It's a weird game to evaluate. So the first goal, obviously horrible. First shot on goal. First goal allowed. I put it in the Discord. Everyone was saying that that's a Tristan Jarry issue, but now it's happening to Alex Nedeljkovic. So are we going to blame Jarry for this one as well? I don't think so. It's always been a defensive issue with the team, and it remains a defensive issue for this team. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to resolve this. Again, Discord, shout out Discord. If you are not on the Discord, get in there. Okay, we have a live chat that goes throughout the game. We're all kind of just throwing our thoughts as the game progresses. Updates along the way. Some of us are a little bit faster on the streams than others. Like Louie was tweeting and posting in there while at the game, and obviously him being live. He was able to put some information out there before we were ever going to see that on the stream. But shout out to the Discord. Someone put it in there why does this keep happening to us? And I wish I knew the answer, because that's the most frustrating thing, is that there seems to be a consistent issue that's not being resolved with the defense. And they played good enough tonight. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. Thank you, Ethan, for throwing that in there. See, where would we be without you, man? We won. Okay. I don't want to be negative Nancy here, but the defense is still an issue. There were multiple times where, Graves was, mishandling the puck at the blue line. It happened to Carlson. Carlson had like a minute-long shift that was just bad play after bad play. Letang had his moments. It's just going to happen, and now with Pettersson out, reshifting of the lines, they called up a guy from Wilkes-Barre, which did the Pens win? Yes. I recall last episode, per Taylor Haas, she was throwing out some names that could be called up from Wilkes-Barre. And I'm blanking on the names just because I was kind of just banking on Ryan Shea just filling the role, which he did, but yet they still called someone up. Was this Nathan Klurman? Was he one of the names that she mentioned? I can't remember the names. If you remember, great. If not, no big deal. But so that call up happened today with Marcus Pettersson going on IR, being out week to week with a lower body injury. Surprise, surprise. But to be honest, no knock on Mike Sullivan there. That was a pretty apparent lower body injury that took place to Marcus Pettersson. So with the lines changing, with Ryan Shea coming in, another guy from Wilkes-Barre being called up, defense is still going to have its issues. But that was the first shot on goal. The rest of the game, it had its highs and lows. It felt like, though, offensively, the team looked good. They were they kind of had like a little bit pep in their step early on. They were working hard, battling, not afraid to get in front of the net. They were kind of being a little feisty tonight. I liked it. Evgeny Malkin was a little bit aggressive towards some of these guys, and I like that. That's something that we've been missing most of the season, and it has kind of ramped up the last week or so. This is the team that we need to keep seeing. Louis talks about being a consistent team, 60 minutes every game, and I mean, if he hops on, I'd love to hear what he thought if this was a consistent 60 minutes, because I kind of thought so. I thought that they felt they played the same way that they did in the third, as well as in overtime, as they did in the first period. Granted, there were moments of, poor play, but again, we can't expect perfection from these humans, essentially. That's just one thing that just frustrates me with Penguins Twitter, is that like the moment that there's a mistake, we're so quick to call it out, but at the same time, like, these guys are still human. Like, the mistakes are still going to be made, whether they're professional athletes or not. So I just hate that we expect perfection from them. However, with that said, I want to see effort, consistent effort, hard play, and goals at the end of the day. That's how you're going to win. And tonight we did that. Granted, it wasn't the Montreal game where we put up 9, but 3 was the magic number, and we got there. And that's where I kind of feel that's how we have to play. Sure, we're going to let a goal or two is going to happen. Okay, if we get a shutout, great. But if not, we have to outscore them, obviously, to win the game. And tonight, we did that. We had so many chances. And like we were talking about it in the Discord, is that just like it just seemed like chance after chance, and we just weren't getting the puck luck, or we weren't getting just the goal to just, like, it wasn't being buried. Just Darcy Kemper actually had a really, really nice game. Not the best goalie, not the worst goalie in the league, but a consistent force in this league for a while now. And he had a really good game, and there were many saves that he made that was quite impressive. So we were able to battle through that, stay positive, because I mean, a month ago, like we've been saying, whenever that there was this many chances and they weren't being buried, we just retreated. We just kind of just threw our hands up and said, okay, like, we'll just move on. And it seemed like they would change strategy in the past, but they stayed true to themselves tonight. Gritty, pucks on net, men in front, just dirty work in front. And that's fine. That's how we play, and that is okay. But then when you do those things, when you do the hard work, when you do the gritty stuff, good things happen, because it finally paid off in the third period. There was a battle for the puck. Crosby comes out with it pretty much across the ice. Grzelcyk is wide open. How Crosby sees him, I don't know. But that is, again, we talked about it, how I saw a reel on Facebook about how this guy breaks down Crosby and his elite play at the age of 37. And he is looking at the rest of the ice before the puck is anywhere near him. And he must have been doing that tonight. Couldn't see it with the camera angle. I'm sure a different angle will come out and we'll be able to see it. But he gets the puck, finds Grzelcyk on the other side of the ice. So like he's on the right side of the right circle, and he finds Grzelcyk on the left side of the left circle in the offensive zone. And Grzelcyk, nice shot, officially first goal as a Pittsburgh Penguin. He kind of did have one before, but it got changed because of a redirect previously. I forget which game that took place, but he officially gets his first goal. That was a no doubter. that was a huge goal because that was in the third period. We were already, trailing 2-1, and we were able to get that, tie that game up late in the third. But going back to the first goal that we scored, Michael Bunting, not Raquel, Evgenia Malkin. Sorry, started reading the comments. And Evgenia Malkin, 2-on-1. Bunting throws it on net. It didn't really look like it hit Gino, but then after a few replays, they slowed it down. They gave the credit to Gino. It looks like it bounced off his leg, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm already forgetting. But it was, that's, again, in front. That's what we've been saying that needs to happen. Just the dirty goals. We'll take them. And Malkin was doing that a lot tonight. And, as much as we like to hate on Malkin on this show, that was huge. That was huge because, again, this team is only going to go as far as the stars take us. And Malkin is one of those stars. Okay, so if you see Malkin battling in front of the net, scuffing it up with some of these guys, he's got in a few tussles. He's throwing his body around. He's, yelling at the bench. Classic Gino, if we're being honest. And that's what we need. That's what we need. You get that from Gino. Gets rewarded with a goal off of his shin in the second period, excuse me. And then in the third, the star, Sidney Crosby finds Grzelcyk on a beautiful saucer pass across ice to tie the game. And then in overtime, Rickard Rakell, maybe a second-tier star on this team, but he's an elite goal scorer, and he did that for us tonight. Granted, it was on a redirect, but that's what those scorers do. They know how to place the stick on a redirect so that they can get the goal. And that's exactly what happened. They call it like a moving screen where you cut in front of the goalie as someone shoots from the blue line. So I'm blanking on who shot from the blue line. I want to say Letang, if I had to guess, just based off of the rotation that we usually have in overtime. It's usually Carlson and then Letang, and I think it was still, the second defender's shift. So I think it was Letang who shot it, and just Raquel, moving screen, just cuts right in front of Darcy Kemper, gets the redirect, and boom, back in the net, game over. And 2 points, good guys. And that's the way it should be. Did the Pens win doing the Lord's work and getting some quotes off of Twitter? Per Did the Pens win, per DK Sports, per Alex Nedeljkovic. We've been building toward this for a while. Very true. We've played some pretty good hockey and we're staying with it. Something might go wrong and we'll just keep working. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not going to be perfect. We're not a perfect team. We're not perfect people. So at the end of the day, something will go wrong, Ned. You're right. Something will go wrong, but we have to keep working. And that's exactly what we did tonight. First goal, first shot, first goal. But yet we're the ones that end up on top at the end of the night. And that's how we need to be night in, night out. And that's perfectly said by Ned. And Ned is the guy who was calling people out a month ago for their performance, for their effort, for everything. And Jay on Sportsnet Pittsburgh and the old 2-9er, Phil Bork? Ray Bork? One of the Borks. Both kind of said, if you're going to call guys out, don't forget about yourself. And since then, Ned has backed up what he said. It's kind of been Jari who's, up and down. However, as a team, like he's saying, we are building towards this type of work. We are finally playing good hockey night in, night out, and now it just needs to become consistent. We got another quote, Dan Potash on the broadcast. It's not how we start, it's how we finish. Yes, exactly right. And granted, would I have preferred a better start? Absolutely. But if that's how things are going to start, You have to flip the script and put it into your favor for the rest of the game, and that's exactly what they did. So, not the start we wanted, but we got the finish that we wanted, and that's how it should be. Okay, and I understand what Dan is saying here, but we would prefer a different start, but the same finish essentially. Also got from Penn's Inside Scoop, which is kind of like the media source for the Penguins, right? Like, I believe it's a woman. She's always kind of first in putting any type of media information out. I don't know if she's technically affiliated with the Penguins. I could be so wrong. I don't know who she's affiliated with, but I feel like she's always first. So maybe she is actually affiliated with the Penguins. But per Penn's Inside Scoop, did the Pens win and Rickard Rakell. Everyone felt like we were right there with all the looks that we had and the chances that we got. The bouncing pucks didn't want to go in at first. Continued. I think everyone just felt that it was right there for us. We just had to keep pushing. 1,000%. That's what I was saying. Even though that it wasn't, clicking for us in the beginning, we just kept at it, which is something that we weren't doing a month ago. So the fact that we were able to keep on pounding and just keep shooting, keep pushing, we're able to finally break through and finally get those goals and able to come away with the win. Did the Pens win? Appreciate it. Michelle something. She is directly affiliated with the Penguins. Appreciate that. I figured just because she is right there. She kind of gets those little accomplishments first, so-and-so scored his 100th point against this team as his, throughout his career. With those random weird stats, she's always putting them out there first. And I believe she's done some Penguins radio too, which that's pretty cool. See her doing that as well. But Penn's Inside Scoop. If you're not following them, you need to. She's great. But I mean, this is what we need. This is the game that we need. You kind of saw energy out of everyone. Crosby. I mean, I forgot to do it tonight. I got to do it. I got to tweet at Chell Penguins. He's got to acknowledge that pass by Crosby. Crosby, he may have quiet nights, and tonight is technically, for Crosby, a quiet night. However, he was still there. He was putting in the work 200 feet all night. You couldn't help but notice him. You couldn't help but notice his effort. And he had multiple chances. And like Raquel was saying in that quote, kept pushing, and boom, gets that pass for Grzelcyk, and he assists on the game-tying goal. And, at 37, that's what you're going to expect from him. Okay? His game has to evolve as he gets older. He's not the kid anymore. He's the old man, essentially. So we're not going to see the same type of production, the same type of effort, the same type of dominance that we saw from him 20 years ago. But if this is the new Sidney Crosby, I'm still taking this night in, night out. Are you kidding me? So that's why it's so frustrating to have the type of skill set and this guy being called out from a kid, essentially, on Twitter. Someone who's not even as old as Crosby's entire playing career. So I know we've already gone over this. We've already hashed it out. It's just, I didn't check his Twitter before coming on, but he better have acknowledged Crosby's A, effort, and B, that pass tonight. If he didn't, I'm calling him out. I'm going to find him on Twitter after we log off, and I'm going to say something. Because realistically, the guy wants to praise Malkin all the time, which tonight he should. Great game by Malkin. A few mistakes, especially in overtime. Stayed on the ice way too long, and I think he was responsible for that breakaway, which luckily the guy just flat out missed his shot on the breakaway in overtime. But, I mean, he's had his flaws, but he had a great game tonight. And sure, give credit where credit is due, but don't forget the captain. Don't forget Crosby when you're praising Malkin, okay? Because you can't have one without the other, Well, you can't have Malkin without Crosby. You can have Crosby without Malkin. Let's be honest here. He's the GOAT. So, I know Luke said that Louie is on his way. I don't want to try and just fill time if Louie is still going to try to make it. But just a couple other things I wanted to go over, kind of our schedule for Christmas break. If my memory serves me correctly, we have a game Thursday against the Nashville Predators away at 8 p.m. NES, man, you may be right. Sorry, just going back to, sounds like a waste of time to even bother tweeting at that dude. Who cares what he thinks anyway? I agree, and this is going to be a selfish confession. NES addict. He garners a lot of traffic, and if it can, steer towards us a little bit, I'll take it. That's kind of half the reason why I want to do it. The other half is just because, it's frustrating seeing someone with that much pull making such ridiculous takes. We try to be, real here. At the end of the day, we're not trying to become analysts. We're just fans, So it's frustrating. And, I don't know. Selfish. You have my blessing then. I appreciate it. So that's that. But back to the rest of the schedule. So we have Nashville Predators Thursday at 8. That's away. And then I believe we have a game on Saturday, and then Monday against the Flyers. Saturday, I am kind of doing a Christmas with the in-laws. So I may not be here. It all depends on the timing of everything. Louie is aware, so he might be solo on Saturday. But we'll both be here on Thursday. And then on Monday, we'll be together. We're traveling to our family in Michigan. So we'll be together on Monday. We should be able to stream following that game, which I believe is the Flyers home, 7:00. Oh, did the Pens win? Oh, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. See, this is what's great about being solo is I actually pay attention to the chat. I kind of try not to when I'm with Louie, just because I need to pay attention to what he's saying. So Devils on Saturday. Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. And then 7 p.m. Flyers at home. Yep. And then we're the 28th, which is a Friday, I believe, is the Islanders 7:30. Okay. After that, 29th home against the Isles at 5:30. Oh, okay. So kind of back home at home with the New York Islanders on the Isle. All right, guys. Well, I don't want Louie rushing. That was one thing that I didn't want to happen because, traffic, getting everything, it's just ridiculous. Did the Pens win? Gonna do a quick shout out for him real quick. So he has watch parties. So we stream after the game. He streams during the game. Did the Pens win? Please correct me. But are you for that, are you just on Twitter, or do you have that on YouTube as well? Just curious. I want to give a proper shout out for that, for what you do. I know that you were putting out your schedule on Twitter, that there were certain nights, obviously with the Christmas holiday things going on, that you're not going to be able to stream certain games. But yeah, okay, here you're already, man, you're right on it. On Saturday and Monday, so no stream for Did the Pens Win on Saturday or Monday, and he is on X, formerly known as Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want to join a watch party while the game is going on, you can hop on X or YouTube and do that. If you don't, hop on our Discord. Got the live chat going on in there. There's multiple ways for you to get involved in the Penguins watching community. And that was one reason why we started this podcast, is that it felt like that there wasn't a community for the fans of the Penguins to just enjoy the games together. You know, there's so many watch parties and stuff for so many like other sports like football and basketball. Like I follow so many for the Titans and the Nets. And then like Louie and I were just talking like, why don't we just do this? So that was a part of it. And Did the Pens Win? He does it, and he does a good job. So if that's up your alley and you want to do that, you know, feel free to hop on with him as well. With that, I'm going to wrap up soon. However, the man of the hour is here.
Hey, did I get here in time? In time?
I was just about to wrap up. I was giving a shout out to Did the Pens Win in his streaming service.
They did win.
Yeah, they did. Yes. So, but you were at the game.
I was.
Anything that stand out to you? And also, if you want to talk about your little intermission journey that you had as well.
Fun time. I'm sure you went all over all of this. All right. But the Penguins looked so slow in the beginning. The Kings were so fast, and something that I felt good. You know when you're in a group of people and they like look to you for answers? I felt that tonight, which was really great. So the game started, and I leaned over to my friend and said, "The Kings are way too fast for us." They score. You know, like it's just, and that's how it is. And I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be one of those games. But I really like the tenacity and the resilience of the Penguins tonight.
I used energy, but yeah, okay. That's good. That's good.
Very good. Yeah, they did. But no, they played, I think they kept a very good Kings team down. They compressed their game. They didn't let them stay in the zone for too long. Yes, they were in the zone for a little bit.
That's good.
But the shots weren't up from the Kings. That's nice. We kept their shots down. Nedeljkovic didn't see a lot, which was awesome. And Crosby played well. He was all over the ice. He had a lot of chances tonight. Ricard Raquel was phenomenal tonight, of course, getting the OT winner. And one thing bad, Carlson just downright stinks. I don't know how many turnovers he had tonight, but it was just absolutely terrible.
But I said the defense in general, because I also saw Letang have some bad shifts.
Yes,
Graves had some bad shifts. And
Grzelcyk, even though he got a goal.
Yeah, I was going to say Grzelcyk was really the only one with any type of highlight in terms of like the actual goal. But like he kind of seemed competent tonight, as opposed to like in the past and in comparison to the other guys. So I said like trying not to be, a negative Nancy after a nice win. But yeah, that was kind of, my bad takeaway as well. But yeah, that was a good point in terms of like the speed. I didn't mention that just because like it was kind of just it's expected. Everyone's faster than us. So
yeah, I mean, yes, that is true.
So
That is true.
it wasn't anything that like I noticed in particular in terms of their speed, but like one thing I mentioned was Darcy Kemper. I thought, I mean,
He played
again,
well.
he played really well because like Ottawa, obviously Linus Olmark, top 10 goalie in the league, but Darcy Kemper, probably an above average goalie in the league, played like a top 10 goalie tonight. And it was tough to beat him, but it was refreshing that we were able to do so 3 times.
And it was, but something that the Penguins should take away from scoring 3 times, dirty goals.
Yep,
People in front of net.
Yep.
Getting the shots on net, throwing the puck on, seeing what happens. That's what succeeded tonight. So I hope they take that moving forward and proving that we could beat anyone. And I think that is kind of something, a little glimmer of hope you could take away from tonight is that, Kings are playing really well. I'm glad we kept them down to where shots, zone time, all this. Penalties were not great. We took a lot of stupid penalties tonight.
Stupid penalties, sure.
Didn't take advantage of the power play like we should have. But that, just proving that we can beat a goalie like Kemper and a good Kings team. Very refreshing.
Yes.
Very refreshing.
That's fair.
But I went to the game, and it was kind of nice. It was very all of a sudden. My friends messaged me saying, hey, he's still a student, so he gets tickets for really cheap. This is why Ticketmaster is so expensive for the rest of us. He got lower bowl seats, okay, for $30 a seat.
That's crazy.
Okay? Unreal. Because if you go on Ticketmaster and try to get a lower bowl and you're not a student, it's going to be like $150.
Yeah.
Minimum.
It's not 30.
It's not 30. So the fact that we got to enjoy a great game, we had a buffer seat, Josh, which that's a big deal.
It's huge.
And just to kind of celebrate winning the overtime goal, awesome. It was overall a great experience. One of the best things about tonight, Josh, I got to hand deliver some merch to
I was trying to. You got to show me how to do this because I saved.
Josh Getzoff.
I saved this in order to do this, but I couldn't figure it out.
So I met him in between the first and second period. Holy crap, how nice he is. Obviously we've had him on the podcast. He's been on multiple times. He's always been so nice and kind.
3 times now.
3 times now. And as soon as first of all, which was really a funny story. So I have this merch, like I have a hoodie, a hat, and a shirt, and I'm just standing there. To get to this place, you have to go through the Captain Morgan club, and no one is allowed in. So you have to have a pass. You have to have security check you in. So it's very high guarded. It's very well guarded. So I'm trying to prove to these people that I know Josh Getzoff, and he told me to come here. And I'm showing them messages on my Twitter, like, no, this is him. I have gifts for him. And they're like, okay, let's verify. 10 minutes go by, right? It felt like 10 minutes. It's probably more like 5.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
2.
I was like, I'm probably not going to be let in. And a bunch of the guys that came with me tonight were like, you said this guy? There was like, I was like, I'm looking bad here. But finally, the security guard, she was awesome. She was like, okay, let's walk you back. And she just said, excuse me, like, Josh was, in the middle of doing things and said, excuse me, do you know? And immediately, as soon as he turned, he goes, Louie, so I'm like, that's cool. Like, to remember the name, he's been on the podcast. He's been on a bunch of podcasts. To remember his name, remember my name, really cool. And I said, oh, here's merch. We went through a rebrand. So I was like, I just wanted to make sure you get your merch. And he said, oh my gosh, so great, so cool. So he has all that stuff, and he said he needs the warm hoodie because they're traveling tomorrow, and he said he needs something warm. So hopefully he'll be wearing that. But yeah, he said it was really cool, and he said let's go take a picture in the broadcast booth. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And he goes, you could also meet Colby Armstrong. And I was like, yes. So
Yeah.
So now I'm a little nervous because I'm like, you know. But we get in the back, and I meet Colby Armstrong. I shake his hand, and I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And I just said, you're doing a great job with like the TNT and you know, this, like everything you're doing so good. And he goes, thank you. He said, I'm busy. You know, he said he's working a lot. And I said, I'm actually from Scranton. And I said, I used to go to Wilkes-Barre games all the time between you and Andy Chiodo. And I said, oh, you guys had such a great team. And he was like, oh, yeah, those are the glory days, you know, stuff like that. So, and I said it was really cool. And I thanked Josh again. And I was just like, hey, man, like you've always been a blessing to the podcast. So, and he said, anytime you guys need me. So it was awesome. Such a nice guy. Seriously. I can't say enough things about Josh Getzoff. He's so kind, and to give two Stooges, okay, the time of day is really cool. And first of all, I have to toot my own horn about the logo. So he was like looking at the logo. He's like, "Oh, this looks so good." And he goes, "Oh, I just noticed the mic in the Penguin," and I said, "That's what it's all about." So, So hopefully, you know, maybe we can get some, Josh back on the podcast, but also maybe let's get some Colby Armstrong on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And talking about
some
Wilkes-Barre
behind the
and stuff
scenes
like that.
Wilkes-Barre stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He met his wife in Wilkes-Barre, so that must mean a lot for him. I think so. I think that's the story.
Or maybe while he played in Wilkes-Barre. Like
yeah,
not
maybe that's
in
what
Wilkes-Barre,
it is.
but when he was playing for Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, probably something like that. Maybe he could come on the podcast and clear up that story. But yeah, nice. But I also wanted to, Josh, we'll give a little inside scoop here. Should I do it?
I don't know where you're going, so go for it.
Sure. We're in talks with Jay Caulfield to come onto the podcast. He does Jay's Telestration. So he's coming on the podcast. Yeah, forever. Since like Versus days. You know what I'm talking about? So he's been doing it for a hot minute. And so we're getting Jay Caulfield on the podcast. So we got to get merch to him. I wanted to stop and talk to him, but not yet. So after the holidays, we're going to try to get Jay Caulfield on. He's always awesome. He's very nice as well on our messages back and forth. So we're trying.
Super
guys,
accommodating too.
Super accommodating and just so willing, you know. He was like, let me know when you guys need me. And we're like, it's actually the
whenever
opposite
you want.
away. Yeah. So I was like, you tell us. And he was like, holidays are busy. And I was like, yeah, that's probably smart. Because I messaged him. I'm like, it's December like 10th. So let's probably wait until after the holidays. But so yeah, we're growing. We're growing on a podcast. It's really cool, and that's what I told Josh as well. We're growing. The community's growing, and it's because of you guys. This awesome interaction, you, not us. You know, this is something that we are blessed to do, and this is something that we, it's an honor to do. Get to meet people like Josh Getzoff and Colby Armstrong and Jay Caulfield and people that have been a part of the Penguins storytelling for how many years, and to be a part of that and to interact with those people is just a blessing for us. So thank you guys for making this podcast what it is to where we can go out and do stuff like this. So this is all because of you, but that was where I was today. I didn't get to live tweet as much as I could because I was making connections, okay?
Yes.
I was talking people, kissing babies,
and you were super
stuff like
early. You were super early. I'm glad you kind of stopped because like it was frustrating. Like You were like,
Yeah.
they scored. You're like, you tweeted they scored. I'm like, the puck just dropped. Like,
Yeah.
That's how I knew I was 35 seconds behind because the puck dropped and then they scored, and I'm just like, come on. And now I know for the next 30 seconds.
That what
it's
I
trash.
want to do. The goal for this podcast is to get in the press box, the media box.
A media
That would
pass.
be media pass, whatever, where we
Yeah.
can go there and imagine us sitting in a booth just typing away.
Yeah.
Oh, Penguins
And next
scored.
to that, Michelle, Penn's Inside Scoop, which we just learned her name. We talked about.
Oh.
Michelle.
Maybe we can get her on the podcast.
That would be
I'm feeling,
sick. We
Actually, that
got to
would be
reach
great.
out to her.
Let's
Yeah.
get Per Taylor Haas on here. Maybe she could clear up her attitude. So, but no, it's awesome. Sorry. Probably shouldn't be making shots when there's a picture of Josh Getzoff on the screen. Probably should not be making shots, so I apologize if that looks badly on you, Getzy. But no, just one more thing about Josh Getzoff. Just the fact that he's so thankful for the merch, so like accommodating, and just straight up being nice. I think it's sad, but it's so rare today, especially in his profession. You know, they're busy. They're trying to do their jobs, you know? And the fact that he had time to talk to me and not rush me as well. Do you know what I'm saying? There's that, that feeling of like, oh, I'm bothering you.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm at his work. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
the fact that he was like, hey, like, do you want to take a picture? Do you want to do it here? Do you want me holding the merch? Do you want me to go in the booth? And I was like, you tell me, dude. Like, this is your time.
Yeah.
So he was so nice. And then after I finished talking to him, a little kid came up and wanted a picture. And he said, of course. You know, like, so man of the people, Josh gets off. Yeah, I messaged him. I was like, we got to get you back on the pod. So that was my interaction today. Josh, if you were here in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
you could have been on the other side. Just saying.
It's true.
Just saying.
Technically,
So
I am
guys,
right now.
Yeah, wow, look at that. So what we need is for you guys to get as much Rogue as possible, okay? And when the website is up, which it will be soon, I promise, we'll keep you updated when we have merch on there. All the merch, okay, goes to producing this podcast even more. We've talked about it. Me and Josh have talked about it to pull the curtain back, show you in behind the scenes here. Hold on. I'm not showing the website or anything, but I want to cancel this. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't want to show the website just yet. I don't want to give any teasers.
I already
Not
did.
until
I already
it's
did
ready.
the Rogue ad. Just saying.
No. I'm just saying
Oh,
buy
you're just
Rogue,
holding it.
buy the
Got it.
merch. Okay. You guys do that. It all goes to the podcast. It goes back into the podcast, so that way we can get more merch. That way we can kind of build some ads up, you know, because if you know anything, all these podcasters and shows that are popular now started by doing a little bit of ad work. You know, you have to put ads. You have to do your all this stuff. Word of mouth only goes so far nowadays in the digital age, and anything you guys give goes right back into the podcast. So, you know, I want you guys to know that we're not going and holding on to the money and being like, hee, yay. It's like, no, it's going right back into the podcast. So all that, Rogue, merch, getting this podcast bigger and stronger and being more of a literal collective with the fans and stuff like that could then encourage Josh to move to Pittsburgh so we can continue to grow the podcast. And if you want that, got to buy some Rogue, got to buy some merch, got to get all that stuff in. But anyway, that's it. Cool interaction today. Cool interaction with Josh Getzoff and Colby Armstrong. I'll never forget that. That was awesome. I'll never forget the ticket price as well. So that's another thing. So yeah, but Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you know. We're officially in the second wild card spot.
Oh snap! So we're
Sole possession.
a playoff team.
Sole possession right now.
So we're a playoff team, is what I'm hearing.
People are asking, are the Pens back? People are asking.
Oh no! See, this is what the Penguins do. They dangle a little bit of hope.
Yep. Yeah. Again, shout out Discord. I think it was Angry Boot put a picture, and it was like, get excited for the year, be disappointed,
Lose,
regain hope.
yeah.
Like, and it's like, you are here. It's
Yeah.
at the regain hope part.
So hopefully the Penguins continue this, and this is what I was talking about before, about the Penguins being a fraud team, right? We were always talking about how maybe the Pens are on fraud alert because they lost or whatever, but it's about them playing consistent. This was a great step in the right direction. This was a giant leap for the Pittsburgh Penguins to be more consistent. Yep, that is true. They shut down a very good hockey team, won in overtime, got the 2 points. And did you talk about the rumors about Capo Caco? Caco Capa?
No, I didn't want to get into that because I don't know enough. I just know that his name is out there.
His name is out there.
I don't think he's connected to us, though.
The only reason why he's not connected to us is because all it is rumors right now. He was benched. So what Dubas loves to do is take what's broken and make something new with it. So hopefully, if the Penguins are in a playoff spot, does that change from sell to buy now for a limited time offer? $19.99. Capo Caca. Caca. Anyway, all right. Did you do your outro? Did I come?
No,
too late?
I was literally going to do it, and
I went on a rant.
No, I heard you pop in, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
So
we tried to be faster, but we had to drop someone off, and then I had to.
No,
stop
I
at
know.
my
That's why I
office.
figured. Like, I was like, why is he even going to try and make it? Like, why don't I?
Josh, because I'm a dedicated co-host. I'm a dedicated co-host. I wanted to be on the show, and people were like, the guys that were with me are like, "Are you gonna go record?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
You think I'm not?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Rangers did the Pens win?
Huge. Yes.
Yeah, the fact that the Rangers keep on losing is just great news for us. So especially if Capo Caca becomes available, maybe the Penguins, if it were in a playoff spot more consistently, sole possession of a spot. Hey, Luke Bauer. That was one of the people I went to the game with today. So dedication. Dedicated co-host.
Mike Sullivanism.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm resilient, Josh. Showing you the swagger. Speed. I'm trying to think of all of it. We played the right way.
Yeah.
It was a man's game. What else? I don't know. That's pretty much it. But Josh, you were the solo.
Yeah.
So why don't you take the outro here, and I'll just ride this out.
All right. Let's see if I remember everything.
Here we go.
All right. So that'll do it for tonight's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. All of our handles are at Pens Collective. Okay. Nice. Join the Discord. The link is in the chat. I know Ethan threw it up there because I was shouting out the Discord live stream. We had a whole bunch. Louie, you should go back in there and check it out. We talked a whole bunch of stuff in there. Here is the link that you can find for our Discord. Rogue Energy, I mentioned in the beginning. Louie mentioned it. It is rogueenergy.com/
shout out Ethan.
Penguins Collective. TPC 10 is the code for that. Am I missing anything? that's all the socials.
All the socials. We're trying to reach 100 YouTube subscribers and 300 Twitter followers. I know it's not a lot, but the only way we can reach our goals is with you. So if you can be a friend, tell a friend, go like on Twitter, X, and go subscribe and hit the notification bell on Twitter so that way you know when we go live after every single Penguins game. Josh, take it away.
Bingo. Nice. And a little trick. I don't think it's fixed yet in the algorithm of YouTube and Twitter. If you unfollow and follow, if you're sending to your friends and they're not doing anything, which happens, no big deal. Take it into your own hands. Follow, unfollow, and then immediately refollow. It the algorithm thinks it's a new follower, a new subscriber, and pumps it up to other people that like the suggested pages type, because you are technically now a new follower. So just something to keep in mind. I do that once in a while. I'll just unfollow, refollow. So I think that'll do it. Thursday, 8 o'clock, we go down to Nashville. My home away from home.
Sucking.
Except they just beat the Rangers. So that should be interesting.
It's the Rangers, so
I know. Just saying. But we will be live after that game as well. We will both be here. I just said, Louie, on Saturday, remember, I think you will be solo, depending on how the evening goes with my in-laws. But that'll do it for tonight. I appreciate everyone hopping on tonight. Louie, we'll roll reversal tonight. So, as always,
let's go Pens, baby!
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinity shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
I'm in my zone.